Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today is something which I'm quite excited to do. So this is going to be building a gun rack. A company called Savior, not affiliated, they haven't sent this to me for free. I've bought this, but I have reviewed some of their equipment in the past. Really impressed with what they make. Normally I'll be buying gun bags, magazine bags, like storage, like bags. Like they kind of don't actually do pouches, but anything in terms of like actual storage for gun equipment, they do really well. And I have an issue that I've come up with recently. Well, not recently, it's just become more and more of an issue, which is storage for my guns. Now, before I have been storing them in actual gun bags, so I continue to buy more and more of the Savior gun bags. If you want to go and watch one of the videos that I've done on their stuff, if you search Savior on the channel, you can go there and you can kind of look at the reviews and kind of see what my thoughts are on that. Anyway, I have the issue that for one, like storage, I'm kind of running out of space in areas that I actually want to keep the guns. I've actually been keeping some of my replicas up in the top of like my garage, like crawl space. And it's great because it's out of the way. My kids don't need to look at the stuff. It's like, you know, they don't get to see it. They don't get access to it. I can kind of keep my stuff up there. However, I live in California and it gets very, very hot. And I don't really want to have my replicas sitting up there in the heat. Now, I've looked at other ways of storing these guns, one of which obviously is like a gun safe. These are replicas, YouTube. So none of this is like real steel firearms. So I feel like going down the route of buying a full-sized gun safe for these airsoft guns is a little bit ridiculous. Like I do have a gun safe for real steel stuff, but to have it just for airsoft, I think is too much. I was looking at like gun cabinets, like ways to store these where I can, instead of being like, oh, where is that? I have to go in, look through bags, have to find something. What I kind of want is like a rack that I can just put the guns onto when I want to use them on my smart targets, etc. I can have a cover on them, I can pull the cover off, and I can just use them. Now, finding racks that can store quite a few guns has been hard. However, I saw this, and it's another product again, like Savior just pops up. I don't search for Savior, but for some reason their products just pop up and then I'm like, okay, great, I know the quality is going to be good, so I'm going to do that. So I found this, which is called their Savior Equipment Portable Folding 9-Gun Freestanding Rifle Rack. Pretty big title on right there. Get it from Amazon. This thing's $95. I haven't built it yet, so this video is going to be me building it. And then as a little treat at the end for you guys, once I've built it, I will go and get some of my replicas and stack them on there just to demonstrate what they look like. So, you know, hold on to the end and hit that notification bell because we're on the notification bell train right now. But I'm going to build it. I've got it over here. I'm going to share the desk screen normally, which is what I do. And then I'm going to show you me building it. We're going to see what the like quality is like. And then I will go and I will get my replicas. I'm not going to do a full gun collection or full replica collection video in this, but that is coming. So this is going to be part of that, being able to actually just like stack those onto something. So I'm excited to see what this is like. As I said, that's the title of it. I'm going to shift you over here now so you can see this is going to be what we're going to be building with. Arrived in this box, as I said, it is $95 is what you're paying to get this. So it's not cheap, but I think for what it is, or my experience with Savior has always been that actually the price of it has been very good for what you're getting. I've never been like, oh wow, I wish this was built out of something nicer. Like their gun cases, for instance, are like just very, very solid. Like they're kind of like the best that I've seen in terms of like rigidity. Another thing I like normally, which we'll see if they've done on this, but normally what I like, I might put this camera up a bit. Normally what I like is that they will do, put you up a bit there. Let's see if that's better. Normally what they'll do is they'll do a like a target on the back of these, on the inside of these boxes, so you can use them, and it looks like they've done that again. Packaging, it's been packaged pretty well. I'll show you in here so you can see there. But it looks like they packaged it pretty well. It's metal, this thing. But what I'm quite excited is that this thing takes 9 guns. And so it shouldn't take up too much floor space, I don't think. But the fact that it actually takes up, it will allow me just to store 9 guns, means I can keep 9 of my replicas down in the garage next to where my safe is. I'm wondering, I might not actually have to build that much on this, so it might be quite a short video. I was thinking I would need to really put this thing together. So if you want to look in here, that's where they have all the different targets. You can see there they've got like little targets and they've got a man-sized target in there. So for $95, you get this gun rack, but not only do you get the gun rack, I think this is already built. So this might be the quickest video ever, and it's actually smaller than I thought it was going to be. You're going to get a gun rack, and you're also going to get targets, is where I was going with that sentence. Okay, so it looks like there is no assembly required. From what I can see, there is some instructions, maybe. Let's just see what I have to do here. That doesn't look like that comes out. It's got like a carrying handle right here. So I can carry this and like put it places, which is why they're calling it portable, presumably. But how this actually works, I have no idea. Trying to think from the picture, like what I... Oh, okay, hold on. So this thing, if I push this in, okay, that pops out if I push it in. It's got like a little recessed or a little push button. So I'm going to take that out. I'm going to do the same on this side, because I have a feeling it's going to come like this, but it's also going to be that I can, like, it's almost going to be like able to be packaged like this for transport, but it might be a different... Let's just do that. I'm like pushing this in, but it's not fully coming out. Okay, push this. Okay, hold on. So these guys are in here. So I don't know how I would get that out. Oh, and this little button is what it does. So if I angle that this way, no. I can angle that and take this one out. And I can angle this and take this one out. Okay, so I'm going to take all these out, which is pretty good. I'm then going to take this pin out. Look at me figuring this out. Okay, there's a pin right there, and that allows me to remove this. So I think I'm going to be putting it like this. Okay, it can only bend so far, so that's kind of like it in that position right there. This is really clever. What I would say is it's probably going to be a bit of a nightmare trying to get or work out what goes where on the way back. So I think that we're going to have these guys at the bottom and these guys at the top. So maybe they've got two different levels. So I'm going to put this here. So it looks like one side is designed more for short guns. What is really cool is it's got these little catches here that I can push. I'll show you here quickly. But it's got these little catches, so I can push that and that detent comes in at the end there. So then that basically just slots straight in. So I think this is going to be for the shorter guns, my SMGs, PDWs on this side. And so it goes in and then it's kind of like blocked in solidly. Then I'm going to put this one on this side. I do quite like how it's kind of like not fully assembled, but it is assembled enough where I'm not going to have to do anything. You know, it's like I'm really just kind of putting pieces together. Now that's too long for this one, which means this goes here. And then this is a shorter one. So yeah, I will have to look at like how, I mean, it's good I've recorded it, but I would have to look at like how to put this back together for transport. But it's pretty easy with that piece to transport. So now we have this, which I think could be pretty great. It's not huge. It's kind of like a good size. It doesn't look like it has any way of locking in place, I don't think. If I want to pick it up and move it, I can just do it like that. and then put that pin in. I can make this shorter here so that this is actually for like just shorter guns, but obviously I'm gonna have that. There's got 5 basically pieces on here, and then you've got 4 on this side. So that's that 4 and that's that 5. In terms of like how it sits, I think it's going to be angled like that. So what time is now is to go and get some replicas. In fact, I might have a couple here. Yep. Okay, so this is a little show off right now. This is my Mark 18. It's actually a guns modified base. It's got this Geisley Automatics rail on it, this like URGI style. Daniel Defense furniture, stock, foregrip, pistol grip. It's got a toxicant trigger box inside. This is actually a replica GBRs Hydra mount. This is a Somo gear kind of PEC. I can't remember which one this is, but this has flashlight. It doesn't have night vision. This is a real EOTech. This is a bad lever from PMM on here. This is a Geisley charging handle. This is an Axon Unity switch there. It's their kind of thing. I've got a mag pull foregrip on here. I've got a different base plate from Haley Strategic that I've put on there. And that's probably about it, I think, on this one. Oh, it's got an Ace Tech flash hider for the Mark 18 to do different stuff with. Now, this is going to be too short for that. And this is where it's not going to be an issue. That works well there. Okay, so it looks like I'm going to be putting it back. It's almost like this is just giving you that angle on here. So that's sitting pretty nicely. This thing is in position where it's getting like padding on both sides. So that's not really moving around. Let's see if I got a couple of others. Okay, I've got 2 MPXs here that we can put in. I think that I'm going to have to be deploying the stocks fully on these, and this might be too short. Yeah. So that is going to be too short. I could rest it on top of this little rest piece. So with this one, this is longer. So that might be okay. But it is going to be resting on that suppressor a bit. With the other one, what I've done is I've put it onto this higher piece here. You can see there. And then, but that one actually doesn't work too badly right there. This is my main MPXK. Midwest Industries handrail. This is a special SIG suppressor that has a tracer unit in it. This is a, what is this? This is a mod light with a tail switch on it. I've got a K2 Plus grip. I've got a real SIG stock on there, real EOTech. This is a Unity riser from PTS. That's a replica. And that is probably about it on that one. Then this one is the Copperhead. So this is a lower with trades on it. I've got videos on all of these guys. Streamlight, which is on there. Vortex Optic. This is actually a replica sight. This is a replica Difrico. I switched out the fire selector on this, and that's probably most. I've done the internals on it as well, but that's going to be mostly that one. See, that's angled slightly. Okay, so now let's put something a little bit longer. Okay, so this is a Spear LT 11.5 inch. Now I think the issue is going to be is look at how long this needs to be to actually like stick in that top piece. So that will go in here, and that's perfect. But that's an 11.5 inch gun right there, which means you're going to need 13 or 14 inches basically to do those. I'm going to quickly pause it, and I'm going to go and grab my XM5, maybe a KCO2, and to see if those fit. But I think just from like the initial thoughts and reviews, like this isn't going to be it's going to need some longer guns on here. The other thing though, actually, is you can go super short on this. Looks like I can move this and basically do pistols if I wanted to. So I can go this here, and then I can do pistols instead. So Maybe I end up doing that. I do pistols on this side and then 4 longer or mid-rise guns there. Okay, let me just pause this. Okay, so I've got 3 longer but not insanely long replicas now. So this first one is going to be my Tokyo Marui AKM. That one is just going to fit. So that is on the cusp there, and that's fitting. This is a KCO2 KJW. That just fits as well. And then this is my Toxicant XM5/XM7, and this is not as long, but with this Dead Air Sandman suppressor on here, it just fits as well. Now, I don't really like that, i.e. resting my barrel onto that suppressor. That for me doesn't feel like that's a good idea. So I don't know if I would leave this on here. These two seem fine and not a problem at all, but I mean, I'm definitely impressed with this. The only thing I would say is maybe what I'll end up doing is switching some of these over here and then putting some pistols on this side, just so then I've got like access for pistols and for those. Because I've got a couple of longer guns, but generally most of my guns are like probably 11.5 and shorter. And so if you guys are thinking, should I buy this? I would say yes, as long as you know that you are going to maybe have something that, you know, is going to only fit longer guns in general. But quality wise, it's solid. It's really well built. It's metal. It's got a really nice like rubbery fabric on here, or like rubbery rubber on here. So it feels like the gun's going to be really well looked after. These are just soft in between. So it's almost got a threaded like piece with an open end to it. What my plan is to basically keep this in my garage, and then I'm going to have almost like a cover sheet over the top, so that I can just pull that cover sheet off, and then I can switch between different replicas when I want to. But I would definitely, I think, switch this one here and have that sitting there, and that actually works really well. So yeah, guys, I would probably say get it if you're thinking about it. It's just more going to be a, do you want to have pistols or long guns? And the other side is going to do 11.5 inches to, you know, shorter, because I can do the shorter like upper version on this one if I wanted to. It's just a shame there isn't like a medium like point here. If they had just one more point there and that you could kind of do it, then you could basically fit everything you wanted to. But 9 guns in a very compact little space, I'm pretty happy with that for sure. All right, guys. Give you a last look at my face. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this. I'll be back with quite a few more videos, obviously, as I always am and I always say it. I think this is really cool. It's exactly what I wanted. Only downside for me, I think, is going to be how I arrange the setup on here and whether I want to, as I was talking about, like long guns, short guns, what am I going to put where? But I'll figure that out. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any other questions, please put them in the comments below. Please do hit that notification bell so that you can be here. We've got a lot of the member giveaways going on right now. And actually what I'm doing on a couple of them recently is doing a giveaway for the members. They're included whatever happens because they pay the membership fee every month and they're included in that. However, if you are in the live chat, I'm also going to do some giveaways for people just in the live chat who are there supporting the channel by talking, doing whatever. So that's also going to be happening. So if you put your notification bells on, you'll see the lives coming on. You can come in there, you can start chatting, you can answer some questions, and you may win something really cool. All right, guys, thank you so much. I'll see you all very soon. Goodbye.